From now on, you shouldn't call me Mick, you should call me Nostradamus. If you don't know who that was, well, he was someone who had an eerie ability of predicting the future. Because ever since James Gunn announced that Andy Muschietti would be directing Brave and the Bold, I told you from day one that that man would not be directing any Batman movie. And the only reason, just before the release of the Flash movie, that was announced to amp up the ticket sales of the Flash movie, it didn't work. It's the same thing they tried with Black Adam. They lied to us and told us Henry Cavill was coming back. Of course, we all know that Henry Cavill never came back. Anyone who trusts modern day Hollywood is going to get burned. But why are we back on the subject of Andreas Muschietti? Well, I'll tell you why. Because he came out with a big quote. And I suppose it was James Gunn's attempt to try and put out the fire of what Matt Reeves said. Because Matt Reeves was genuine at the Golden Globes. He says, for Robert Pattinson to be the Batman in the DCU, it would have to make sense. That was an honest statement. What we got from Muschietti yesterday, I'm surprised his nose didn't come out like that. Because no ounce of truth. Well, actually, if you read between the lines of his statement, we can gauge some interesting things. I'm not sure if that's what they wanted us to gauge, because what it was, the whole statement was a play with words. He even said, for now, I'm still involved in Brave and the Bold. For now. He's not directing Brave and the Bold. In fact, as I keep on telling you, I did a video a few months ago saying that Brave and the Bold is not happening in its current form. But guess what else he said? He said they don't want two Batman movies around each other. They don't want two Batmen, basically. I've been telling you that for ages, right? He confirmed that yesterday. So he said that Brave and the Bold will be released quite a way after the Batman 2. The Batman 2 isn't being released to 2027. I'm 52 now. How old am I going to be if they actually ever release Brave and the Bold? Is there actually really going to be a Brave and the Bold movie? So that's interesting. But he also said this, that Matt Reeves' Batman isn't the DCU Batman. That the Batman in the DCU is going to be someone that everybody knows, whatever that means, whether he means in Gotham City or an actor we all know. I don't know what he's talking about, right? But he's clearly been sent out. James Gunn deciding, I better not make the statement, it looks a bit too suspicious. We'll get the person who's supposed to be directing Brave and the Bold to say something. He may as well have said nothing. So look at this clever play of words. It's not even clever. So basically, he said, Matt Reeves' Batman isn't a DCU Batman. He didn't. Now, some people are reporting Andy Muschietti has said that Robert Pattinson isn't the DCU Batman. That's not what he said. What he said was Matt Reeves' Batman isn't the DCU Batman. That doesn't mean Robert Pattinson won't be the DCU Batman. Do you see the clever play with words? And words matter in these situations. I keep on telling you, James Gunn keeps on saying, the Batman 2 isn't part of the DCU. No, it isn't. That doesn't mean after that film, Robert Pattinson won't be the DCU Batman. Right? But Andy Muschietti coming out and saying all of this, it doesn't change anything. He didn't say Robert Pattinson will not be the DCU Batman. That's not what he said. It's all a very not so clever play with words. And the fact that he's saying right now, for now, I'm committed to Brave and the Bold. We have been doing some development on the movie, but we don't want Brave and the Bold to clash with the Batman 2 release. So it's going to have to, that movie won't be released for quite some time. So, what does that mean for the DCU Batman? Well, if you think, I don't think this means we won't see the DCU Batman until 2035 or whatever. They're still going to put him in other movies, like Superman. He'll have to appear in Superman. As I keep on saying, we'll find out who it is in the Superman movie. But if they have this, because you've been talking about, his statement was talking about a plan and all of that. And to me, they don't really have a concrete plan. They announced Brave and the Bold, a fantastical Batman movie. Where's the movie? Where's the script? Where's the Batman? Where's the casting? Who's writing it? Nothing is going on with Brave and the Bold. And I think it's kind of insulting to you and to me to come out and for Muscheti to say what he said. Because all he basically said was, the Batman in Matt Reeves' films isn't the DCU Batman. The Batman in his films, not Robert Pattinson isn't going to be the DCU Batman. The Batman in the fictional world of Matt Reeves' films. You've got to understand how they're playing with words. Because I said to you weeks ago that Matt Reeves is starting to get producer credits in DCU projects, which means he's pretty much got ownership with anything live action that Batman does now. He's going to be involved. He's going to get a production credit on everything, which means he's done the deal with the devil, that he's agreed after the Batman 2 that everything will come together. So there's two scenarios. So obviously from what Muscheti is saying, that Matt Reeves' Batman won't be the DCU Batman. Basically, I think that the Batman 2 will be the end of the Matt Reeves story. Now, he's talking about thinking of an idea for the Penguin Series 2. Don't be surprised if they say after the Batman 2, oh, we couldn't find an idea for the Penguin Season 2, so we're not doing it. I think the Batman 2 is the end of the Matt Reeves crime saga, which would be a big shame. And I think after that, they're going to make Robert Pattinson the DCU Batman, or that's one of the scenarios they are at the very least thinking about. You see, you should be putting these rumours to bed, not amplifying them. And unless you're thick, you can see the difference between someone saying, oh, Matt Reeves' Batman isn't the DCU Batman. And the difference between that and Robert Pattinson isn't going to be the DCU Batman. Muscheti didn't say that. He said Matt Reeves' Batman isn't the DCU Batman. There's a big difference. And the reason I'm repeating this, because it's very, very important that you understand this. I don't want to see anyone saying, Andy Muscheti said that Robert Pattinson is not going to be the DCU Batman. That's not what he said. Go back, check the quote, and come back to me and comment on this video. And if I'm wrong, I'll take the L. I'm always happy to take the L. I've told you loads of times before. It's okay to be wrong. A real man, a real human being can accept being wrong, and he doesn't die on the hill of being wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's okay. But I'm not wrong. I've been right ever since I said that Andy Muscheti would never direct Brave and the Bold or any Batman movie. But Mickey directed the Batmobile. It looks so good in the Flash movie. It was a stuntman in a car. Anyone can do that. I could do that. Any idiot can point the camera and say action to that. All you need is a stunt choreographer, a good one, and a few explosions. But he directed a great action sequence. Oh, whoopee-dee. So did John McAtiernan in Die Hard. Please stop it. And I mean, how many more films did John make after that? How many John McAtiernan films can you actually name? So please, let's stop this. So, let's get this right. Let's talk about this a little bit. Let's get this right. And let me clarify the situation for you. Yes, Andres Muscheti came out and made a statement saying that Matt Reeves' Batman isn't the DCU Batman. That is correct. That doesn't mean Robert Pattinson will not be the DCU Batman. It's insane. None of this makes sense anyway. It's insane. And they're not handling this very well. It's a difficult situation to maintain and handle, but you see, they don't want to be honest. That's my problem. They should have said, right, after the Batman 2, we are taking Robert Pattinson and making him our own Batman. Which is actually, is that a good idea? If they're going to make him a different Batman to Matt Reeves' Batman, that would be insane. Maybe they're actually going to cast someone totally new. but they're not helping the situation. So saying that Matt Reeves' Batman isn't the DCU Batman isn't the same thing as saying Robert Pattinson isn't the Batman. Again, Muscheti didn't say that. But also him saying, for now, I'm committed to this movie and we're committed to this movie. Again, this is, call me Nostradamus, I told you this, that in its form, in its original form, Brave and the Bold won't be happening. And I don't think, well, it's obvious we're not going to see a DCU Batman movie for a very, very long time. And I said to you when the DCU was first announced that we didn't need another plastic connected universe. What we needed was directorial auteurs to give us the individual, unique takes on these DC characters in their individual movies or in trilogies of their own. What Matt Reeves had planned, the whole thing of what they had planned with the Joker universe, with Todd Phillips' first Joker, he wanted to do, he wanted to adapt different, like DC kind of villains and things like that. Then he went insane with the Joker 2. I liked that movie. In fact, I loved that movie. But yeah, there was an element of anger in the execution of that movie. There's no question of it, because they didn't let him develop his Black Label universe. Ideas like that. So doing another franchise wasn't the best of ideas, because you need Batman in a franchise like this, and it looks like they can only use Batman in other people's movies. So I think they will make a Superman and Batman buddy movie. I think that's where we'll see Superman again, although there's rumours that David Cornsweet is out in England to shoot a scene or two for the new Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow movie with Millie Alcock as Kara Zor-El, aka Supergirl. It'll be great to see Superman in that as well. So I think that's where we're going to see Batman. That's the film we're going to see Batman in. We're going to see Batman and Superman in the same movie together. So isn't it ironic, after Man of Steel we got Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice, and probably after Superman they're gonna announce a World's Finest movie or a Public Enemies movie or whatever. That's where you're going to see Batman. So the reality is that Brave and the Bold, as it was announced, is something we're probably never going to get. There's nothing wrong with them being honest. If you genuinely haven't cast the Batman, be honest about it. If you want Robert Pattinson to be the DCU Batman after the Batman 2, then be honest. They're not being honest, they're playing with words. And I want to reiterate this in the next couple of minutes before we kind of bookend today's video. What Andy Muschietti says, I have to repeat myself because I want to be clear about this, that Matt Reeves' Batman isn't the DCU Batman. Yes, that's true. Doesn't mean Robert Pattinson won't be the DCU Batman. Very troubling that he said, for now, he and WB are committed to Brave and the Bold. That means that film's never going to happen. I understand double talk. I understand a play with words, that they're in development of it, blah, blah, blah. He's come out and said a lot of things. He's even said a week ago that because the film is going to be a while away, he's going to direct a smaller film. He's not directing Brave and the Bold. He's not directing any Batman movie. He will not be involved. But interesting again that when I think about James Gunn's DP being involved in the Flash movie, and even Muschietti at the time saying the CGI in the Flash movie was bad purposely. Was he getting lost in translation? That was an insane time as well. But you can see the interference that Gunn made, within the Flash movie, because his DP was there. And of course, someone who works with one director works with other directors. Yeah, but it's a bit of a coincidence, isn't it? Come on. So, yeah, I don't know what he's like as a DP. He's done some really good films that look good as well, to be clear on that. But it's interesting that his DP he normally works with was the director of photography for the Flash movie as well. The irony of that isn't lost on me. So just because Muschietti says that Reeves' Batman isn't the DCU Batman, it doesn't mean Robert Pattinson can't be the DCU Batman. What a mess.